Am I the asshole for turning on the heat briefly because I was cold? We are currently having the first cold snap of the year where I live. Last week it was 80 degrees. Last night it got down into the 20s degree F. As a result, my house got very cold. It was 54 degrees Fahrenheit when I woke up. It only got up to 57 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. I was very cold, so I turned on the heat in the house just to raise it to 65 degrees max, and then I was going to shut it off. Tonight won't be nearly as cold, so I knew if I turned the heat on, warmer up the house a little, to shut it back off, it will maintain better. My spouse came in and saw I turned on the thermostat and turned it off and got mad that I used it because I didn't need it. I'm cold. I have on pants and a sweatshirt and socks, and I have been under my heated blanket. I'm warm if I am under it, but I'd like to be able to get up and do things without being freezing. My hands are freezing because I can't just sit here with my arms under the blanket all evening. So am I the asshole for turning the heat on because I was cold? Edit, it's the next day. I turned on the heat after he shut it off, warmed it up to 65 degrees, then shut it off, and I was happy. It's currently 68 degrees in here, and it wouldn't be that warm if I didn't get the crisp out of the air last night. Husband didn't complain. I know he liked it being warmer, because he always complains he's cold, but won't turn on the heat. I turn it on, he complains, I persist, and then we are both more comfy. Not the asshole. And oh my, I'm angry on your behalf. Why does he get to be the one to decide the temp? As a spouse, he should care that you're comfortable. 65 is still chilly, so it's not like you were trying to create a sauna. Please don't give in on this. Nobody deserves to sacrifice their comfort. Not the asshole. 54 degrees Fahrenheit is too cold for inside. I personally think 65 is a little too cold too, unless it's overnight, but it's not unreasonable. Not the asshole. I turned the heat on 2 mornings this week. I was cold. I'll do it again if I damn well please. I'm an adult. I'm a 50-50 member of this household. I get just as much say in if the heat/AC runs as anyone else. Not the asshole. Warming up the house a little, trapping heat for the night ahead, is normal and sensible behavior. Not the asshole. New Englanders turn this into an endurance competition between knuckleheads who make it a point of pride that they force their families to freeze in order to save a few dollars. These are the same people who wear shorts with their big coat in January. Some won't turn on the heat in October. Some are stupidly proud of waiting until Thanksgiving. Mother Nature doesn't care about the date on the calendar, and making your family suffer because you haven't hit some arbitrary date is an asshole move. I get that it can be expensive to heat the house, but that's just part of the deal when you live in New England. It's your house and your utilities, too, so you get a say in whether or not to turn on the heat. Not the asshole. It's not like you are blasting the heat. I get being conservative about HVAC because energy bills are insane, but you deserve some level of comfort. Am I the asshole for not taking more pictures for my sister-in-law on a trip abroad? I, 34M, spent a couple of months in India earlier this year for a consulting project with my engineering firm. Before I left, my sister-in-law, 29F, who is from India, asked me to take plenty of pictures during my trip. She said she wanted to see the places I visited and was excited for me to experience her home country and see how things might have changed since I was in the state she grew up in but hasn't been back in years. But she did not specify what pictures she wanted. Since the project lasted a while, I had free time outside of work on weekends and holidays. I used that time to explore. I did visit some of the popular landmarks with my coworkers, but to be honest, I didn't find them that impressive compared to places like Rome or Paris, so I only took a few pictures. What I found more interesting was seeing how people actually live in different parts of the country. As an engineer, I like observing housing, infrastructure, and sanitation, even in poorer areas. I have done the same thing when I visited Egypt and Somalia. It helps me also appreciate what I have. So most of my pictures ended up being of slums, rivers full of trash, people washing clothes or bathing in polluted water, and just the daily life of people in less fortunate areas. For India, it was particularly interesting to me since my country has a lot of immigration from there recently, and I was looking to understand their culture and roots more deeply. When I got back, my sister-in-law was eager to see the photos. I handed her my phone, and after scrolling for a bit she got upset. She asked why I only took pictures of filth, and said I made her country look terrible. I told her that was not my intention, and that I just find those things fascinating. She got really angry and said I must be insane or obsessed with poverty. My wife thinks she overreacted, but also understands why she was upset. I genuinely did not mean any disrespect, and I do the same kind of photography everywhere I go. Bro, if you moved to another country, heard your in-law was visiting your home country, asked for pics to relieve some homesickness, would you be happy if they only took pictures of trash and poverty? You are the asshole. You're one of the hundreds of assholes who go _I want to see authenticity _ and only consider poverty authenticity in Asian and African countries. You are the asshole. Oof, you are the asshole. It's not the engineer interested in the way people live. It's your attitude. You couldn't be arsed to take some pictures of landmarks for your homesick STL because they didn't live up to Rome or Paris? You say you do the same kind of poverty tourism photos everywhere, but then quote 2 white European cities as superior, so you didn't bother maintaining family relations. I think you knew what she expected to see, especially since you were visiting her childhood home. Instead, you basically showed her only the worst of the area. If this is your typical focus while traveling, you should have told her that up front. You are the asshole. Damn, this gave me the ick. It's giving white savior complex. You are the asshole. India isn't as nice as Rome or Paris TBFH, and you're wondering if you're the fucking asshole. Be so FR. Am I the asshole for not letting a stranger use my toilet? For context, I live in an urban area where not many public toilets are available. I'm a guy and in my late 20s. I was just on my way into my apartment when a stranger stopped me and asked if he could use my bathroom. He looked like an ordinary person, roughly my age. Nothing scary or intimidating about him. I really didn't, and don't, like the idea that somebody I don't know would see and use such a private space. So I told him he can't. He tried to offer me $5, but it didn't change my mind. I feel kind of bad about it now that I didn't help. Something like this has never happened to me before, and in the moment it really caught me off guard. But now that I'm thinking about it, I am not sure if I would react differently next time. So am I the asshole for not helping? Let me put it to you this way. If you were in a city and needed to use the bathroom, would you ask a total stranger to go in their house? Never in a million years, right? Me neither. It's an outlandish, inappropriate request. Not the asshole. Nah. Assuming his need to use the bathroom was genuine, he's not wrong for desperately seeking a bathroom, and you are not wrong to refuse letting a stranger into your space. There is no way to judge who is safe or not, and even if there was, this is your space. The only thing I would do differently next time is let him know of a public bathroom nearby he could use. Apparently you're of the generation whose parents didn't watch Unsolved Mysteries with you. When these situations arise, you're supposed to hear the chilling theme song and Robert Stack narrating. That was the last time he was seen alive. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for not helping? What? No. That's fucking weird. And letting a stranger into your home is a good way to end up on the news. Not the asshole. A complete stranger wanted random access to your home, and regardless of anything else, you declined. I declined too. It's not like it was a friend or neighbor. This was an absolute stranger. It was an unreasonable ask, frankly. Not the asshole. Never let a stranger in. He can go find a restaurant. Would I be the asshole to refuse to meet my dad after he traveled halfway across the world to visit me? To give some background, my parents divorced when I was a child and my dad lives halfway across the world where he is remarried and has a family of his own. We see each other at most once a year. I am a young adult living in Northern California and am self-sufficient. Some identifying details are edited, and this is a throwaway account in case this post blows up. Usually I fly to my dad's home country to see him every year for a few weeks at great expense. But this year, he and his family would come see me. He was doing a whole U.S. tour with his family, and he would stop by my hometown for 2 days a weekend. I work in construction management with long hours. I can't afford a car, so I do not have time to run errands during the week. I tell him I need time in the morning to buy groceries, then I can meet him in the afternoon. I even invite him and his family to join me grocery shopping if he wants to spend more time with me. He says no to grocery shopping, then asks me if we will have enough time in the afternoon to see all the popular attractions in the town. I try to be reasonable and say, is there anything specific you want to see? I'll take you there. I even offer to meet at the exact location they plan to be at in the afternoon. At this point, it's worth noting that there was an unexpected power cut at my home. The power came back, but the food in my fridge has spoiled, and I need to buy fresh food first thing in the morning. I'm not just grocery shopping out of spite. He replies and says he's disappointed that I need to take a couple hours out of my day for grocery shopping when he's only here for 2 days in a year. He passive-aggressively says we should just meet for dinner, and they'll do their own sightseeing. I point out that when I visit him in his home country, I accompany him on errands all the time, even when I could be going out sightseeing. I tell him that I do want to see him, but that I have a life and stuff to deal with, which he appears take no interest in whatsoever. He doesn't respond to any of my thorough explanations. Instead, I get an automatic Yelp confirmation that I'm included in a dinner reservation at some random restaurant. I feel insulted and don't even know what to say to that. My dad says that he wants to see me, but he only wants to see me when it's related to his fun sightseeing. I do want to see him as much as I can, but not when he doesn't seem to have regard for my own life and the things I'm going through. If I were visiting my adult child, and they invited me to join them for a few hours of daily errands, I would feel honored and appreciate they want to involve me in my life. This is a bit scary for me because I've never been in a direct conflict with my dad like this before. My mom, who divorced my dad, says he's always been like this to her and I try too hard to please him. Would I be the asshole if I refuse my dad's dinner reservation and spend my weekend with friends who actually care? Not the asshole, he is not visiting you. He is visiting the city with his new family, and you happen to be there. When I visit my family, I spend my time with them. When I visit my hometown for some reason, I at least have dinner with my family to see them, since it's not often that I do. You have your life, something unexpected and out of your control happened. It's not like you could have done this any other day, and decided to do it when it was inconvenient for your dad. And then him excluding you from the sightseeing tells you everything you need to know. The dinner is just to check the box of kid visited. Not the asshole. You're not obligated to drop your life for a visit. Wanting him to respect your schedule isn't unreasonable. Spend your weekend with people who actually value your time and effort. You deserve that. Your father's not very interested in maintaining a relationship with you if it entails any kind of effort on his part, is he? Why are you so anxious to put yourself out to maintain a relationship which requires all the effort on your part and none on his? He doesn't value you. Why are you accepting crumbs? Not the asshole. Your dad comes halfway around the world to show his new family your country, but made no effort to actually have plans with you? And when life happened to you, he acted like you were an inconvenience? For what it's worth, my dad asks me to go grocery shopping all the time, just because he wants to hang out. Not the asshole. But my grandmother had a saying, don't cut off your nose to spite your face. If you'd like to have a free dinner with your dad and his family, just do it. Don't say no, just to teach him a lesson he won't learn. Again, this is only if you want to see him. If not, do your own thing guilt-free. He didn't come to see you, he came on a vacation trip with his current family. You're an afterthought. Not the asshole. You offered him some alternatives, he only wants his way.